Hello and welcome. We have a very special episode tonight here on Starting Lineup. Makakasama natin an icon of our own generation from the Creamline Cool Smashers now. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
And I'm Mela Tunay. Let's welcome in one of the most loved athletes in the country, Bea De Leon.
Jesus, may Wayne Ramos ka pa!
Angel? Oh, Angel! Somebody's getting it back. CC Rodina feeling it.
Look at this basket you once again.
Pablo delivered. What a drive inside!
Welcome to the show, BDL. Ay ko, nagulat siya doon sa...
Nagulat siya sa build-up eh.
Yes!
May live audience pala tayo.
Yes! Ganyan na dito sa Starting Lineup. I'm so happy, first of all, well, to see you both, but also, we have you live this time because the last time we were
Zoom,
chatting, right? You with Denise, then of course we were on Zoom. We've obviously covered a lot of topics the last time. But I failed to ask a question pala about that, your former team, the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Was there anybody, and if you can't tell us who, it's fine, but was there anybody who actually tried to stop you from leaving your original PVL team? And, okay, if you can't answer that question, just tell us na lang, what were the reasons that they were saying, don't leave na, Choco Mucho?
Well, yeah, of course. I was pretty close to a number of them talaga.
for sure, yeah.
So, obviously, they first tried to stop me. And then, after a while, they understood. And management also.
Wow.
But not all of them.
Right, right.
Syempre, well, actually, no, I don't think it's bad to name drop it. Sir Rolly, who's the team manager of Choco.
Right.
Because Sir Alan is Streamline, Sir Rolly is Choco Mucho. Obviously, he didn't want me to go.
Right. Anybody outside of that circle? Any, like, let's say, family member, good friend of yours? You know, sometimes how you athletes get outside opinions, di ba? The ones who are not.
Outside, not too much.
Okay.
They were pretty supportive. We really talked it out, me and my family. So after we talked it out, it was a decision made by all of us, actually.
Okay.
But also, Bea, you
With the
said
tight-knit
na
family that I
nahirapan ka umalis, di ba? Pero
Oh, yeah.
ultimately, you also mentioned na it was the best decision for you. So can you walk us through more on that irony ng dalawang context na yun?
Ang hirap umalis kasi Choco was what I've known for the past years. And as you guys know, diba, a team isn't just a team anymore at some point. You know, they're your family. Sobrang kaibigan mo na sila. They've seen your ups and downs. They're my best friends. And so it was hard for me emotionally. I was crying for a while talaga with the decision that I made. And towards the end, where things were getting so good, we were reaching the finals, we were conquering the semis, we were conquering Signal. I really had my second thoughts. And gabi-gabi ko siya iniisip. But yun nga, ultimately, I felt pa rin that at the end of the day, it's my career.
Of course.
Volleyball is still what I wanted to do and wanted to excel at. And I felt that, yun, for myself, it was the better decision. And, my friends, gladly naman, they're still there for me. We still have lunch from time to time. So, yun, they supported me naman throughout it. It was just a tough decision at that moment talaga to make when everything was going down. Yun, daming iyakan, daming...
Well, I'm sure. And what made it, I'm sure, tougher was the fact that you had this special run nga. Last conference that you guys...
Yeah.
And obviously, me and Mela and a lot of your fans know, the peaks and valleys that you guys went through mentally, physically.
Yeah, the hard rin kasi your commitment to the team, knowing that Choco Mucho was established when the three of us graduated.
Correct.
So my commitment to the team was a lot different to everyone else's. So to break that commitment and not to get that championship at least once was very hard for me also.
Which brings me, pwede ako makisingit, Ate Mels.
No, see? That she knew.
Oh.
That picture with Belle.
She knew what? What were you saying? What do you mean?
Because she knew I was leaving.
You were leaving already. So that picture now obviously has more context and more meaning now that we know that. I remember you talked to us about that and the time frame which I'm sure even made it harder. You have to play through that knowing that diba, everybody
But
knew.
I mean, my heart was in all of it. I mean, you guys saw the whole thing. From the sidelines to the court. Nilaban talaga namin. We tried.
Pero you did mention na si Choco Mucho, it was established when the three of you graduated, talking about Maddie and Kat. And this is the first time na parang magsa-separate talaga kayo after a long time. So, ikaw, was there any special conversation you had with them? And kamusta yung naging initial reactions nila?
Yeah. Si Kat, yun, it was, one of the things she told me was, and it hit me also, was, it's gonna be weird not seeing you every day. And that's when I realized, sabi ko, nga no, araw-araw tayo nakikita for like the past. Since Ateneos, mga 8 years
almost like
na
a decade.
Almost a
Yeah,
decade.
Yeah.
So, wala. Parang nung nasabi niya rin talaga yun, parang nga no, parang, and you know, time goes on, that there are days you take it for granted. You don't realize that, you know, things come to an end.
Yeah, of course.
So yun.
Oh, well, okay. Do you feel a sense of, and we can't do anything about it now, but just in the back, unfinished business, meron bang ganon?
With Choco?
Yeah.
Well, it's still sad, and my Creamline teammates always give me shit for it. Sorry. But you know, that we didn't get to win the championship. Yun lang naman.
Right,
I mean, we really wanted to get there.
Right.
And the people that were there were very committed to it. We had Cici, we had Coach Dante to really help us get there. And, you know, we thought we had a solid chance. And I think we did. Obviously, Creamline just is Creamline. So, yun. But at the end of the day, you know, you make your decisions and you make your decision the right one for you, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, and you have to make a business decision also. And the business now is to finish it somewhere else.
I know. Pero speaking of finish tayo, hindi pa tayo finish kay Bea. We'll have you the whole show.
Yes!
So, Bea, sit tight because after the break, we'll move over to more current events as we talk about Bea's sweet debut, hopefully happening soon. So stay tuned. You're watching Starting Lineup. Welcome back to Starting Lineup. Itutuloy na natin ang kwentuhan with Creamline's Rookie of the Conference, Bea De Leon. Rookie, parang ngayon lang natin siya matatawag na ganun.
Wala pa namang Rookie of the Year sa PBL. So tayo na ng
Shut
binyag.
up na.
That's what we were talking about. Me and
Parang
Bella always
eligible
talk
na si
about
Bea
that.
dyan.
Oh,
Nagkataon.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Tanda ko
Bea,
na rin.
well, in your first game na with Creamline, hindi ka namin napanood maglaro. So maraming nabitin. But let's talk more about you watching them, lalo na yung first game nila against Farm Fresh. It was intense. So,
Yes.
kamusta yung pakiramdam na you're watching from the
From the
sidelines?
sidelines. It must be hard too.
It's always harder from the sidelines, as you might know. Parang, of course, at some point, you kind of just wanna be there with them. Obviously, I was there behind, but
Right.
iba yung nasa court ko with them, or at least on the sidelines with them. But yun, ang intense, grabe. Andun lang talaga kami, parang everything was happening so fast, and you'd think na tapos na, but it's not. And you props to Farm Fresh, they really fought it through. They were so pesky, in a good way, obviously.
Of course.
Yun, ang galing eh. They really fought it out, and yun, it was 36, 34? 30.
Yeah, the first set.
36, 34.
Yeah, so grabe, we were there saying, parang tapos na to. Hindi pa pala.
Di ba?
Tapos na to. So, yun. Yeah, thankfully na nakuha namin in the end.
Okay, so the last time we were talking, when you were in Zoom, you know, bago ka palang nagte-training, kayo ni Den with Creamline. So give us a little bit of an update now that the conference has started in terms of the training sessions. What have you found out about this whole Creamline culture? And I know you touched on it earlier, that they're giving you a little bit of, you know,
No, not
trash
in a bad
talk.
way, yeah.
No, yeah, of course. Parang alam ko na yan because, and we understand it so well because when we talk to the Creamline players, they're incredibly competitive against each other.
Very, very.
So tell us about what is it to be in the trenches now with them?
The competitiveness every training is so high, but at the same time, really healthy. So, all the time, they give their 100%, and all the time, they want to beat you. But at the same time, they help you grow.
It's part of the learning.
Yeah, at the same time, you know, they don't bring you down. They really try and boost your confidence no matter what happens. But they're gonna try and beat you.
Right.
Diba? So, I mean, it's very balanced and very, very nice to be around that atmosphere nga na Yun, araw-araw talaga kami nagbabakbakan. Araw-araw kaming 100%. If hindi ka 100%, patay ka. I mean, really, kasi bugbugan talaga. And everything is very situational, so you really have to think so fast. Yun, I'm very happy to be part of it and to be experiencing it. And yeah, they're very happy people.
Bea, na-curious lang
6
ako. Kasi you mentioned off-air na every now and then nag-tune up kayo before, at least once before a conference starts.
You mean
with
Choco and
Mucho.
Creamline, okay.
Yeah, pero nung mga first day or first week mo, ano yung feels? Kasi syempre iba yung tune up, iba yung actual training na you'll be joining them. Kamusta ka doon? Feeling rookie ka ba in that
Yes.
situation?
Actually, my first day in Creamline, I was so nervous. Ate Lai was even telling me, parang, huy, hindi ko yan, magsalita. No, but then, yeah, I know them from outside and I know them by name and everything, but I've never really had a relationship with
Right.
some of them, with a lot of them actually.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was still very nervous, and Creamline is a very intact team. Buong buo sila, and you know, they're a champion team. They've built a legacy that I don't know who might be able to catch up with it. You know, all of these things, and you look up to them, and all of that. So you know, I came into there. I was very nervous, and wala, to see everybody in action every day, na-amaze pa rin talaga ako sa kanila. And yeah, I do feel like a rookie every day because first, of course, they're trying to teach me the system. So every day I hear a lot of
New stuff.
yeah, of comments, tips, and trying to teach me the do's and don'ts in the system.
Intricacies and nuances of their system.
Basically, yeah. So yun, I'm very happy in that way kasi lalo na surrounded ulit ako by my ates. So it's a load off of my shoulders, to be completely honest. And it's very nice to feel like a rookie. In a way na parang pupunta lang ako doon every day. Make sure lang bibigay ko yung best ko. Yun, and then pagdating ko sa court, pagtingin ko si kaliwa, si Ate Lai. Pagtingin ko sa kanan, si Tots. Pagtingin ko sa likod. So, di ba, parang, I'm good. I'm fine.
So how long did it take for you to get, out of the awkward stage? Because I'm sure, as much as sinasabi mo, ganito sa kaliwa, ganito sa kanan, pero that must be in awe also of some of the talent that is
Well, yeah. Syempre, nung una, yun nga, nag-aasaran sila di ba? Very competitive nga yung atmosphere. Very fun, very competitive.
Right.
So, nung una, hindi ako makahirit. I didn't know how to do it. But, they would try to banter with me and everything. And
So sila yung nag-exert
yeah,
ng
they're
effort.
very, very welcoming.
Okay.
So, thank God for that. Kasi syempre, in the beginning, kahit pa paano, may intimidation din talaga na factor. Pero yun, very welcoming sila. And very fun naman kasi yung training kahit nga sobrang competitive niya.
Yeah.
So, yun, nakikitawa ka na kahit pa konti-konti. And then little by little.
Maaga kayo, no?
Yeah.
Is it 6 a.m.? 6 a.m.?
6 a.m. But
6
our
a.m.?
call time's 5:30.
And I'm very curious also, no? Kasi sa Choco Mucho, syempre, natin, it's Kat and Maddie. Yung parang matagal mo na talagang kasama. You can consider them your buddies na talaga. Sa Creamline, meron ka ba, like, of course, outside from your Ateneo teammates before in Ella and Eliza, meron ka bang mga non-Atenea na super nakaka-close ngayon?
Well, they're really all nice to me. There was a span that I got to get to know si Kyla Atienza. I call her classmate. But yeah, because yun nga, Coach Orion mentioned that I was doing therapy for a bit of the window of training that I was with Creamline.
Right.
So yun, she was there for a very, very short period. So yun, got to know her. Kala ko she's very quiet, but no pala. So she's very funny. But all of them really, sina Pang, sina Tots, they're so welcoming. They always try and talk to me and kinakamusta naman nila ako lagi. Sina Gemma, they're all really nice.
Yun nga yung nakakatakot dun sa team na yun eh. Di ba pagkausap sila, para sila hindi seryoso. They're always cracking jokes. And then pag naglaro, di ba,
yeah.
Di ba,
Always
it's a completely
serious.
different personality. You talked about learning, you talked about growth. I had a little chat with you. We were messaging about this whole Creamline thing, and I said that I'm excited for you from a personal standpoint because I know Creamline has had some great development of their middle blockers. Remember, we were talking about that. What are your expectations pagdating doon, your personal goals on this one for yourself?
Well, obviously, I want to see myself play at a higher level that I've done so in the past.
Or maybe even more, of course.
Siyempre,
Yeah.
yun talaga yung goal. And
Right.
I think with the system of Coach Sherwin, I believe I'm in the right place. I feel na essentially mas bagay ako sa ganitong sistema. That's obviously partly why I moved.
Okay.
So yun, step by step, gusto ko lang talaga makita yung sarili ko na moving a certain way that I do. And slowly, hopefully, talagang mas malaki yung maging tulong ko sa team.
Yeah.
And speaking of tulong, no, and sabi nga natin, hindi ka pa nakalaro nung first game. Pero do you have like a teaser kung kailan ka nila makikita para sa mga nag-aabang sa'yo?
I think Coach Rin mentioned, I'm available for next game, but definitely that's on his hands.
Right.
Marami kami. So.
Right. And I suppose, maybe your fans will know this, maybe they won't. But I guess to put it on record, are you 100% healthy for this All-Filipino Conference?
Yes, one of the reasons kung bakit nga talaga binaba ako to do therapy for a while was because, well, I think everybody knows I do have, my knee hurts from time to time. So, Coach Sherwin noticed that and thank God for him kasi he did really say na parang, hey, I think na nagko-compensate ka sa movements mo. Wala namang problema, ibaba ka muna namin, get better. And para kasi mahaba pa yung conference.
Yeah.
Might as well, di ba? Simula pa lang naman, little by little, we reintegrate you. So yun, I've been training fully na the past few days. And really just trying to sustain it na lang talaga the whole conference. But as of now, yes, okay na siya.
That's the good news. All right. Great news, actually, for all BDL fans. All right, in the meantime, more stories with Bea, so stay tuned. You're watching Starting Lineup. Welcome back to Starting Lineup. Let's check the latest in the PBA this time. The cast is set for the 2024 PBA All-Star match happening in Bacolod. And no time will be wasted as Ginebra's Japet Aguilar and Tim Cone join forces alongside Gila standouts like Scotty Thompson and Chris Newsom. Now on the other side, the finals tension has already died down as Magnolia's Mark Baroca teams up with San Miguel's coach George Gallen in the upcoming All-Star Games. Now, alongside Mark are some returning big-time players, Robert Bolick and of course, James Yap. At syempre, hindi magpapatalo ang Team Bagets as a couple of young guns are ready to showcase their talents in Bacolod. Some names include Adrian Nocum, Andre Karakut, and Ken Tuffin, among others. The PBA returns with the Philippine Cup starting tomorrow, February 28.
At from PBA, syempre, balik naman tayo to volleyball. Let's go back to some stories outside of the PBL with the one and only Bea De Leon. Bea, you know, you're really one of the iconic and super influential players in the Philippines. And there's a lot of reasons why. So ito, medyo labas ng volleyball. Pag-usapan natin, balita ko ikaw daw ay, you recently graduated from your Master's in Sustainability Management.
Yes.
Tell us more about how you managed to do that while at the same time playing professional volleyball.
Well, I've been a student athlete basically my whole life. So it wasn't anything new naman. You know, you still handle the same thing. You do training and then you go to class, you do your papers. But syempre, at some point, the harder part lang of doing it while I was in the pros was nobody was studying anymore. Or at least very few of us. So, nakakatamad siya minsan. Kasi kita mo, syempre lahat ng teammates mo after training, may lakad, or papahinga. Ikaw kailangan umuwi, may paper ka pa. But yun, one by one, natapos ko din siya. The last thing I really had to just get through was my thesis, which I delayed for a while there. But yeah, a chunk of it, a part of it was also in the pandemic, so a lot was online. So yun, na-balance ko naman din talaga siya.
Some obviously student athletes already have a hard time just being normal, and I use the word, you know, just for this conversation, normal student athletes. And then they're the ones who are really, really active, and then play. And I guess that's one of the reasons why your fans love you too. Obviously, the scholarship was very important to you. That was big news. It was great news. Tell us, break it down for us why that was very important for you, and what's your long-term goal for this?
Well, it was always a dream, not just for me, but for my family, to have a foundation a scholarship foundation. And obviously, there are some things, diba, na parang you always plan and plan and plan to do. But sometimes, bigla siya napupush until the sign nga came when Ayan is the name of our first scholar.
Right.
She tweeted that she passed Ateneo, but isn't able to go.
Go.
And my dad, being a follower na rin of volleyball, me and him, we saw it. Diba? Parang sabi na, oh, sayang naman. And then we took it as a sign na sabi natin na, we've been saying that we've been wanting to do this for the longest time.
Right.
Even as I started college, we were already planning to do something like it. And yeah, we took it as a sign. So we asked her a couple of questions. How she was doing in school. She's honors in her old school, obviously. And yun, we said, let's take a knack at it. There's no exact right time to do anything. We just really went for it. And she's doing very well. She's
That's
on her
good.
second year already. And in Ateneo, 4 is the highest. So she still maintains a 3.4, 3.5 QPIs. We're very, very proud of her. And yun, we're very lucky. We've recently added the second one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Feeling ko ako na talaga yung third, guys.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, she naman is studies in UP Baguio.
Okay.
Yeah, so yun, little by little, we hope to continue to add.
That's awesome.
Well, part na nakakatuwa kasi, other than education, ang daming advocacy ni Bea.
Yun na
And
nga
this time, of course, we can't forget Suta ni Bea, di ba? Facial Lab. We've been seeing it online. I think Ate Den also has
Yes.
an involvement in it.
Yes.
So tell us more about that and the very reason why you put it up.
Well, I started kasi feeling pain, again with my knees. Mga 4th year, 5th year ako in college. And I started, and because of that, in Ateneo, we have the privilege to work with the PTs in Moro Lorenzo.
Yes.
So I came onto 2 realizations at that time. Parang one, ilan kaming tao na nakaka-experience ng ganitong sakit that hinders us from doing whatever we love every day.
Regardless of whether it's a sport
or sometimes
everyday stuff.
Yeah, sometimes people on their laptop every day,
Correct.
shoulder,
Right.
back, all of these things, di ba? And masakit siya, and every day kalbaryo mo siya, di ba? Basically.
And it gets worse.
Yeah, if
doesn't
you take it
address-
lightly, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
2, the second realization I came upon was, yung mga PT na nandito, saan namin sila makikita kung hindi natin alam, kung hindi siya available. Lalo na the PTs that I got to work with in Moro, who had such a good success rate, if I would put it that way.
Right.
Everybody comes out of there a lot better. Everybody, with all of the ACLs I've seen there, with all of the
Right.
dislocations, the tears, whatever. And sabi ko, grabe, sana alam to ng tao na may ganito na. That even us in the Philippines, we're capable of doing this already, of making sure that your body is healthy, is pain-free. So yun, me and my main partner, our head PT, si Miss Bethel, she was my PT for the longest time, even in Chacamucho and Ateneo. So yun, we wanted to make it available and we wanted to spread the word about what this service is. And it's not just for athletes, they're for everybody. They're for everyday people who experience pain every day. We wanted to make that service available to everybody. And again, yun nga. But with the root pa rin, because she's also mainly an athlete at athletic PT.
Right.
And obviously, I'm an athlete. So the vision pa rin was still to make sure that athletes are able to do what they love to do. Because as athletes, naman, if it's taken away from you, parang ka nakipag-break eh. Alam mo yun? Parang,
Yeah.
Lalo na if it's because of an injury, it's the most heartbreaking thing.
Yeah. But you also do not want to alienate those who
Of
experience
course.
everyday
Because kanya-kanya tayo ng hirap sa araw-araw natin. And iba-iba ang hirap natin, iba-iba ang sakit natin. So everybody's welcome talaga.
And you have one place for this so far, right?
Yes.
Okay, which is where?
It's in Shaw Boulevard, along Shaw Boulevard. It's called Physio Lab. It's right in front of SNR.
Okay. Okay. Okay, part pa ba naman doon? Yeah, it's part
Yes,
naman
party
doon.
naman doon.
And the vision for this is also, just like your scholarship, kung may connect ako lang, is you're also going to have a
Yes,
few of these
definitely.
around.
I want to make it bigger. Talaga. Oo.
Alright.
But at the
Even
moment,
the
it's so-
facility itself. Now, I thought this was going to be big na, but with the patients, which is a good problem, obviously.
Yeah.
parang ang late niya na bigla, ganun. So, yun.
Wow, that's good news. A good problem, I suppose.
I was gonna say nga, the people
everybody-
who's there, we were talking about it. Bea mentioned kung sino yung mga athletes or other patients ninyo who's coming in at Fisha Lab.
Yeah, we have a wide range talaga from athletes
Different
to
sports.
different sports,
ways of
volleyball,
life.
basketball, water hockey,
Nice.
a lot. And senior citizens, we
Right.
have Lola Goring, who I posted about. She's 85 and she had the total knee replacement. And she does leg presses, you know. And at this point na, of course, we first had to help her how to walk again and everything. And yun, you know, it's so nice to see those results. Come to life because you see them sometimes they're barely able to walk. Next thing you know, si Lola hindi niya na kailangan ng cane. No more. Tumatakas na nga daw siya sa bahay niya. Bumibili siya ng ice cream. So yun, you know, those little things that you know that you're able to give them a certain quality of life, especially at their age. It's very fulfilling and that's one of the bigger reasons why we're still into it.
You have to convince the other athletes, your other players also.
Sabi nga, Bea, marketing ako na para sa...
Ako, sige, I'll just go for the pain release. Doon na lang ako. I have a quick question. Just before we end, it's nothing to do with that, but obviously I've seen you all throughout the years, college and your professional career. Have your parents missed any game of yours? I'm sure one has, nakikita ko, but was there a game that they missed ever in person?
Yeah.
They have, really?
They have na.
Parang I don't believe that.
Very used to seeing your
Oo,
parents.
I love seeing them
My
around.
dad
Kahit out of town.
is the pinaka-complete attendance.
Your dad.
Tapos mom still had work talaga.
Right.
So sometimes it's in conflict. But dad
I love it.
has always been there from my very first game. Last conference, not so much. He was very busy na talaga. But yeah, I think he's gonna make more of an effort again.
Make up
Yeah.
for lost time. I only ask that because I always love seeing them around.
Yeah, they're very, very supportive. I'm super, super thankful that they're still there for me. And, you know, even us in the family, we keep saying na parang akala namin hanggang college lang. Biglang nagkaroon ng pro, akala namin few years lang, but we're still here. But I'm happy they're still behind.
Yeah, well, we're super, super thankful about you swinging by.
Thank you for having
Thanks,
me.
Bea.
Today. Yeah, we appreciate it. Stay pain-free, Bea.
Yes.
Okay? And good luck with your career here in Creamline. Alright, mapapanood na tayo. At of course, ang PBA sa pinakabagong free-to-air channel, ang RP TV.
And catch us sa Analog TV Channel 9 sa One Sports Plus at sa Pilipinas Live app. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Mela Tunay.
And I'm Boom Gonzalez. This is Starting Lineup.